All right, welcome to section 2. We are going to talk a little bit about creating an inventory file, which is an important piece to using Ansible. Ansible needs to know who it should be talking to, and we do that with an inventory file. In this section, we're going to create a static inventory file. There are lots of other good information out there on creating what's called a dynamic inventory file, which is essentially a file you're not constantly updating. And as you'll see, if we're only going to be working with a handful of devices, but you can imagine if you're working with 50, 100, 200 devices, managing a static file can be cumbersome. So the point here is we'll walk through how an inventory file should look, creating a static one so that we can talk to our lab devices, and let's get started. All right, so if you're looking at the web page here, section 2, we're going to use VS Code to do the majority of this work, really all of it. And I'll switch over to VS Code here, and what we'll want to do is we're going to want to create a new folder. The folder is going to be named whatever you want, but I'll generically name it, inventory, and we'll store the inventory YAML file there, and that's what we'll be using as we move forward. So get this pulled up here. So you'll notice in VS Code that this is sort of stacked. This Venv is a subfolder inside of our Ansible workshop. So we'll want to click on the actual Ansible workshop on the left there to create the new folder so that it's nested correctly. And as we talked about, we're going to call this folder inventory. And you'll notice once we do that, it moves everything down below in a nested fashion under there. It's just something VS Code does. After you get a second folder in there, it'll show the nesting correctly. And that can be confusing, especially if you're new to it. All right, so inside inventory, I'm going to create a new file, and we'll call this inventory.yaml. Very simple. And so we're going to create a structure here for our inventory file. And you'll notice on the web page that we've got for this section, I've got a structure here. This structure is meant to represent a folder structure. So we're going to have our inventory folder. We're going to have our inventory YAML. You'll notice I've got YML in the example. You can use YML or YAML. Either one will work. Ansible's not particular about the file extension at all. It's really just going to be looking at the actual format inside the file. We're going to create another folder as well inside our inventory folder. We're going to actually two. We're going to have group Vars, and we're going to have host Vars. The reason we're naming this group Vars, and this stands for variable, is Ansible by default will look in the folder of the inventory YAML file for these particular folders, and we'll talk a little bit more about what these folders are. But these are locations where we can store information like passwords, login details, that kind of stuff. You can also store the variables that we're going to want to put into our playbooks. So as we break this down further, you'll start to understand why these files are here, or these folders in files. We're going to group our host Vars in a particular way, and we're also going to group our inventory file in a particular way. So if you scroll down just a bit further, this is the actual inventory. This is the structure that we're going to use. Inside of an inventory YAML file, you start with all, and then anything under all is going to be a child. So under a child of all, we're going to have one group. We'll call it pod 1. You don't need this. I have this for a specific reason. I've built if you look at the GitHub, I built a playbook that will deploy all 6 pods in this particular workshop. And so I've got the pod 1. This is just a nomenclature. This is what we're going to be calling our pod. So we'll do we'll do a child of all is pod 1, and then we'll do a child of pod 1 are groups of devices. So routers, core switches, and access switches. And under those groups, we're going to define the hosts. And we're going to name those hosts based on what we would have named the devices. So in this case here, the one router is going to be called pod 1, router 1. And then we're going to have 2 core switches, pod 1, pod 1, switch 2. These are the names of the devices. Typically you would copy whatever the host name would be on the device. It just makes it simple, more easy to translate. People, when you look at it, you know what you're looking at. And then of course access switches, we're going to have hosts, and then that one switch there at the bottom. So let's go ahead and create the structure and create our YAML file. You can copy and paste this. There are some things we're going to add that are not in the example because it is just an example, and we'll get to that. And then the other piece here I want to do is let's get our folders created inside our inventory. So as we talked about, we've got a couple of folders we're going to create. First folder is going to be group Vars. The second folder under inventory is going to be host Vars. And then under host Vars, we're going to have 4 different folders. And each one of these is going to be for the host or the device that we're going to be working with. All right, so let's get that created. So we're going to do pod 1, R1. I'm going to do pod 1, switch 1. You can see we've got a theme here. Pod 1, switch 2. And pod 1, switch 3. Inside of these host vars, and again, we'll talk about this a bit down the road. We're gonna stick device specific variables are going to be stored in here. While we've got the group vars here, we're going to create a file there as well, and this is where we're going to store the username and password that we're going to use to log into our devices in the pod. The reason why we're going to do this is if you've got let's say a single login, whether it's your username that's going to work for all devices, you can actually create a separate file with Ansible, and then you can use what's called Ansible Vault to encrypt that file so that your secrets stay secure. And if you break it out into a separate file, then you can call that as a variable while it's encrypted. Nobody can see it. You can use it in your playbooks. Those playbooks can be very modular. So if everybody is using the same variables for those items, and I'll show you what those items are, then you can send the playbook to somebody else who has a very different username and password, and they can use it fairly seamlessly, and it's just gives you that ability to be modular and secure. All right, so we're going to name the group var. We're going to call it all.yaml. All right, so we've got our folders created. We're working on creating the all.yaml file. This is going to store for us our username, our password, and then another variable that Ansible uses to tell it what it's talking to. YAML files are created with these 3 dashes at the top. And if you're using an editor like VS Code, it should indicate to VS Code the kind of file you're intending to create. These hash tags are pretty common in any kind of coding environment. which is kind of what we're doing, sort of, to basically say, don't render or don't look at this information. This is what we call a comment line, and it's so you can make comments. So our comment here is just going to be telling somebody who comes in behind us what this file is for. All right, so this file we are creating is to indicate to Ansible the username, the password, and then what kind of devices we're talking to. And in this case, with this workshop, we're just dealing with Cisco. So this will work for us fine. The other location that you can assign the Ansible network, or it's called Ansible network. The other place you can assign that is in the inventory file itself. All right, so Ansible core looks at Ansible_user as a username that it would use on its SSH session as it logs into the device. And I've created some generic usernames that are like across all devices that I will be using. And I'm just going to put those in. So we've got, in this case, pod1 is the example that I'm using. That's going to be the username across all 5 devices, and the password is going to be lab user exclamation point 23. The other thing we're going to assign here is Ansible network OS. If I could spell it correctly. Look at me. _OS, and it's going to be iOS. So like I was mentioning before, you can actually stick Ansible network OS inside the inventory file. It works perfectly fine there. You can actually store username and passwords there as well. Just the reason why we're not doing it is you don't typically want to encrypt the inventory file, so it's just better not to put that kind of sensitive data there. All right, so we've got that created, got our comments, everything looks good. Inside VS Code, there is a button up here in this Open Editors area where you can click and you can save every tab that's open there. So we'll save that. All right, so what we should be looking at is we've got an inventory folder. We've got 2 folders created under the inventory folder, group vars and host vars. Inside host vars, we're going to have a folder for each one of our devices. In our case, we've got a router and 3 switches. And then we're also going to have a file called all.yaml inside of the group vars. The reason why we name this all is if we look at our inventory file over here, we have a grouping of all. And so when we run playbooks, Ansible will be looking at these folders. And in particular for all, it's going to look at that folder and look at the information inside of all and say, hey, this can be used for that group. And since this group contains all of our subgroups, which are routers, inside pod1, routers, and switches, it understands that, okay, that username, those variables that we've defined here can be used for each one of those devices in each one of those groups. So we don't have to create separate folders for each group. The one nice thing with the group vars is if you have, when we get into creating these playbooks and creating Jinja templates to configure the devices, there's going to be standard type of commands across the board, like NTP and SNMP, that kind of stuff, where you can store that information in group vars. You don't have to define each individual thing inside of the host vars. And hopefully this isn't going over anybody's head too much, but it'll make more sense as we go about the workshop and get into creating and working with variables. So I think that covers this section for the most part. This is just creating the inventory file, which is what we have. You know what? One last thing I would like to add here is, or at least mention, Ansible relies heavily on DNS. So if you don't have these devices corresponding with an FQDN, a DNS entry, it's not going to work, right? It's not going to know where to look because what it's going to do is it's going to look at a DNS record for pod 1 R1. It's not going to find anything, so it's not going to have any idea where to connect. There's two ways to go around that. First easy way with Windows and your Mac or Linux is you can create the Etsy host file or a host file where you can essentially assign a name to an IP address. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is underneath your device, you can tell Ansible the IP address of the device. So to do that, there is a variable that we're going to use. Just gonna 2 spaces to tab that in. It's called Ansible_host. And we can actually type in an IP address. In my case, it's 4.1. We're just going to copy this. I'm going to use it down below. We'll put this into each one of our devices. And these are examples. This is going to be the management IP address of the device that you're looking to talk to Ansible with. So this is what it'll look like. The other thing I failed to mention earlier is when you're creating your YAML file, the way the file looks is really what's important. YAML needs to have any kind of grouping. So in our case, we have this top level all. Any kind of grouping needs to be double spaced underneath of it. And the nice thing with VS Code is it kind of shows you the line, the double spacing. So we can see that pod 1 encompasses, or is everything indented under pod 1 would be part of the pod 1 group. Anything under routers, indented under routers would be part of that group, and so on. So as we work with Ansible playbooks, as we work with YAML files, the indentation is going to be important. Most of the failures that you're going to see as you start learning how to make YAML files, how to make playbooks, it's really going to come down to, is it indented correctly? And generally, at least for me, those were the biggest issues that I ran into, not understanding what was going on. And it was just, your indent was just incorrect in that YAML file. So we'll explore that a bit more as we go into creating the playbooks. But anyway, that covers this section, creating the inventory file. Let's move on to the next section.